Hey guys, just want to share this devotion with you guys today. It comes from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15, and it states, "See to it that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many." The title of this devotion today is Choosing Healing Over Bitterness. Life can come in many different ways, and it can leave deep wounds. And those wounds can fester inside of us, and how we respond to those wounds determines our spiritual health. We can choose to let the bitterness take root, or we can pursue healing. Today, I'm going to be focusing on the difference between being healed and being bitter. So, the danger of bitterness, right? So, bitterness is a natural response to pain, but it can become a toxic mindset. When we harbor bitterness, it can consume our thoughts and emotions, damage relationships, hinder spiritual growth, and lead to further hurt and anger. Our thoughts and our emotions can be affected, and we will be constantly thinking about, oh, what that person did to me, what that person did to me, and what that person did to me. And if we let our emotions consume us, it can take a hold of us and can hold us captive. And we need to be able to control our thoughts and say, not going to go that path, right? And it can also damage relationships. When we're bitter, we can tend to just push away people that are trying to help us. And we just kind of just say, I'm going to just put my boundaries, my wall, and I'm not going to let anybody come in because of my trust issues with that person or my trust issues with that situation. And it can hinder spiritual growth. It's kind of like a thorn in the side, right? Where we can become bitter from all the experiences of our lives that throws at our way. And it could consume us to the point where we can't hear from God. We can't hear what the master, the creator, God himself is trying to talk to us because we're so blinded by what we're experiencing in our current situation. And it can lead to further hurt and anger. We can continue to be hurt. We can continue to be angry at something that may just be as easy as talking it out or trying to communicate with that other person effectively to be able to get to their side of the story, right? Because we always deal with our emotions and we deal with why me, but we don't take a second and say, okay, let me understand it from that other point of view. As a therapist, I teach DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, and I help others to see it, to be able to use DBT as a way of thinking from the other point of view, because we often get caught up with seeing, oh, this person did this to me, this person did that, but we don't understand that maybe that other person's dealing with something, or maybe that other person was experiencing something that they couldn't do something for that person in that given time, or if something happened to them in an emergency. Many different reasons of why people can't do something or they do something to hurt somebody else. And it's not to justify their actions, but it's really to take a step aside and say, okay, I see you, and I may still be hurt, but I understand where you're coming from. Right? So the path to healing. Healing requires acknowledging the pain and the hurt, forgiveness, choosing to release the offender and the offense to God. Forgiveness is a big thing. We tend to just say, oh yeah, okay, I forgive you. But are you truly forgiving that person? Are you truly letting it go and giving it to God? Right? So, for instance, if someone does something to you, let's say they steal or they break up with you in a relationship, are you truly forgiving them? Are you able to walk, if you see them walking down the street, are you able to say, hey, God bless you? If you can't do that, then there's some root, there's some bitterness, there's some anger, there's some feelings inside of you that are still festering inside, right? Because even Jesus knew, right, that he was going to be betrayed by Judas, but he still allowed him to eat at the table. He still allowed him to eat. He could have said, nope, sorry, but he still allowed her to eat because everybody needs to eat. Everybody, despite your sins, despite what you've been through, despite your lifestyle, everyone deserves to eat at the table. So surrendering, letting go of the need for justice or revenge. Right? We want to tend to get revenge. We'll be like, oh, this person hurt me, I want to get revenge. But no, we have to slow down. We have to say, no, not today. Trusting God's severity and goodness. God has the final say. He will protect us and he will fight for us. We just need to be still. Exodus 14. Community, surrounding ourselves with supportive people. Right? When we're bitter and we're angry and we're hurt and we have resentment inside of us, we tend to push ourselves away from people and people that want to come because we put that wall. But we have to allow ourselves to meet people and get to know people and to understand where they're coming from and allow people to come in to help us. I'm currently going through something right now in my personal journey where the last couple of days has been hard because of the doctor's news updates on my fertility journey. And there have been some sisters that have been reaching out to me, and I've been realizing little by little in my hurt and in my emotions, I've been trying to push them away. But they're just coming to support me and lift up my hand because of me being weak right now. And I'm not weak because he has made me strong. But we need that accountability. We need that support to say, I got you, and I'm going to hold you up until I can't anymore. Characteristics of healing. When we're healed, we experience freedom from emotional pain. We can demonstrate love and kindness towards others. That is a hard thing to do. Are we showing love and kindness to the other person? Or are we just saying, I'm going to still hold some type of distance away from you because I can't trust you right now? And we can reflect God's character and live with hope and joy. And we can grow in spiritual maturity. So some characteristics of bitterness would be when we're bitter, right? We hold on to the resentment and anger, like I mentioned before. We can struggle with trust and forgiveness. We often focus on our pain and our hurt, and we may want to seek revenge or justice. And just like I mentioned before, we could become isolated and withdrawn. We can just want nothing to do with anybody. So in order to choose healing over bitterness, what can we do? We could bring our hurt to God in prayer, seek support from trusted friends, family, or a counselor. Counselor is a good thing. We could have Jesus and a therapist. It is okay because God allows people to get into the counseling field so that we can make a difference and we can help others who have been through similar situations or just sometimes need that fresh perspective. And we can focus on God's goodness and love and cultivate gratitude and joy. We all face hurts and wounds, and we all have different stories to tell, but we can choose how we respond. My question to you today is, will you choose bitterness or will you choose healing? May we pursue healing, trusting God's goodness and love to transform us. So I just wanted to share that today. And I hope that blesses you guys. So I know you guys have a good day and may you truly be blessed. Thank you.